Welcome back to the channel, my homies. Listen, I've been meaning to talk about redo of Healer 66-1 and 66-2 for a minute. Of course, I tweeted about it and gave my thoughts on it, but I can really use this time to actually discuss it with you all, because some of you keep a redo of Healer just as much as I do. So the war has finally started, pretty much, the Jirelkin and the Gronsbach Empire. And as you can see right here, shit's getting blown up. You know, soldiers are like destroying the Jirel Kingdom soldiers. Like the Gronsbach Empire is like fucking them up. And then we get the Hammer Hero. Now the Hammer Hero and the Whip Hero are both in this war, and they're like just slaughtering people. Just look at this shit. Like one swing of the hammer and it's like devastation. And he's just like, is this really it? Like, is this them? Like, come on, bring it. Like, this dude's like a brawler. Basically, he's the Kenpachi from like Bleach in this bitch on the battlefield, and he's just swinging his damn hammer. Let's look at this shit. And then here's Whipchan. Now Whipchan over here is a little bit different. She is a special case because she likes torturing her like enemies before killing them. Like this right here, like it's nuts. It almost reminds me of Kyaru. Now we've seen what Kyaru does when he tortures people. I mean, it's like straight porn when he does it. So she like choking this man to death, and then pop goes his fucking head. Like pop goes the weasel, motherfucker. Like that. It was done. Like, she's really sadistic. She gets off on it. Just look at this panel right here. She literally says it's getting her excited when she's killing people like this. So while they're causing destruction and chaos on the field, you know, Kyaru's just like sitting back like, there they are right there. And, you know, they need the reinforcements. They're having a ball. Kyaru's just analyzing, doing what he does, and talking to Gooden. And eventually they meet up with Norn or Ellen, depending on which one, you know, the community decides to go with. Like, they're both one and the same, except, you know, Ellen's more obedient to Kyaru. I mean, we know what happened. We're not going to discuss it. But basically, they pretty much have, like, battle plans at this point. You know, Ellen's just like, all right, I know exactly what needs to be done, and going over Kyaru, and Kyaru's like, well, Bullet's not there, which we don't see Bullet at all at any point in these two chapters. So it's just like the Hammer Hero and the Whip Hero are out there just in his stead fucking shit up. So as they call, like, you know, this war meeting, I guess you could call it, they're just going over things, and with Bullet out of the picture, they can focus on just this small, or I should say this war with Whip Hero and Hammer Hero. And though Ellen knows that, she knows that they have a trump card to play. Now, the trump card, of course, which you will see once I get to it, but it's pretty obvious of what it's going to be. Of course, Hammer Hero comes out. He's still fucking shit up. Who appears before them now? Kureha and Setsuna. Of course, that's not exactly what they wanted to see. And of course, they're pretty irritated that Kureha is even fighting in this war. They're like, you betrayed your kingdom. Yada yada yada. She's just like, whatever, I'm just gonna do what I need to do. And you know, Whip is just talking that shit. So good panel. Kureha, Hammer Hero, they go at it. They like clash a little bit. But the thing is that the Hammer Hero, even though he gets stopped, the impact from the hammer still sends a shockwave to the battlefield. So really, she can't stop his destruction. And like, she's starting to see that. Like, even her sword, like, is just vibrating from just that hit, and he's just like, I'm just gonna keep swinging. And Setsuna tries to engage, but Setsuna gets caught up by Whip. Now Whip is just on that shit. Like, she's like, you forget it's 2-on-2, not 2 versus 1. So they continue on for most of this 66-1, and it kind of ends with Kureha getting pushed back just a little bit before we get into 66-2. Now it shows a bit more of Setsuna and Whipchan like fighting. Of course, Setsuna's trying to get back up and claim her ground, and so she does try to turn around. She tried to use the rope to her advantage, and Whip sees that, and then she does like this fucking Psycho Crusher type deal. Like, she thinks she in Bison or something. Like, what is she thinking? But Whip notices like this shit, and she's not falling for it. So she like dodges and says, all right, now my turn. I'm gonna take this serious as much as you're taking it serious. And she uses like, she has like two whips in her fucking hand. I didn't even notice that like when I was going over the chapter, but she literally has like 2 whips. I thought it was like 1, but it's actually 2, and it's long as fuck. Pause. Now, with that being said, and now I can see that she has 2 right here because I overlooked it when I was skimming the chapter a little bit and reading from the kanji and everything like that. The soldiers are like, this is a battle between heroes, which 3 out of the 4 are heroes. You got Kureha, who's a hero, Hammer hero, and then Whip, who is also the hero, the Whip hero. Whip hero. I gotta get their real names, man. Like, they gotta like tell us what it is at some point. But Kureha just tells them, hey, head towards the fucking cliffs and shit. Like, reinforcements are gonna be there by then. So as Kureha points, everyone's rallying into it like, okay, we're gonna do that. And the Hammer hero just like, let's get them, they're falling back, yada yada. And Whip's like, what an annoying bunch, and like everyone after them. So now they're following them. He's smashing up the ground and shit. Whip's trying to like get him too. And so they think they cornered the Jurel Kingdom's army in this cliff, but little do they know, like a bright light like stops them, like right in their track. They're like, what the hell is that? And on the cliffs they see Kyaru and Guden, and you know, that's who they were looking for anyway. They wanted him dead, and now that they see that he's out there, it's like, okay, we finished Kyaru off, the war's over. So Kyaru's like just laughing at this. He's just like, this is crazy. These heroes are just idiots. Like, they're all boasting, bragging about their ability and all that. And it's funny because Kyaru realized that they're more simple than like Blade. Blade actually had to like come up with a scheme to do what she was doing, but at the end she also lost as well. So this like pisses the Hammer her off, and he's just like, what'd you say? Like he's really a musclehead, and I see that now compared to Whip. Whip's not really a musclehead. She's more of just like a fucking psycho, but that's neither here nor there. So Kyaru's like, rejoice, because now I know how I'm gonna finish you off. And then that bright light that I spoke about earlier is the trump card that's being played. And who is that? The good old queen, the now queen, Freya, Flair, whatever the fuck you want to call her. And he's just like laughing about this shit. Now they're on the run and they're like, let's get the hell out of here. But it appears too late as the jet or plane, whatever you want to call it, like just bombards their ass, like just straight magic explosion. And of course, everything comes to an end right there. Now, personally, in my opinion, they should be dead. Like, if they're not dead, they're seriously injured. Most of the crew, anyway. I think the Whip and Hammer hero are going to be fine. Remember that I think the Axe hero fought Kyaru's group, and he had the immortality shit going on. Now, do I think Hammer and Whip got immortality? Probably. They probably got the immortality shit too. I mean, their leader is Bullet, that fucking pedo. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're also like have that immortality seed or not. But that's really all I have on that, just going over it and reviewing it. It seems like the war is turning over in Kyaru's favor now. We don't really know until next chapter. I believe 66-2 like released this morning at like 1 a.m. and I was still up, and I was like, oh shit, this chapter was out, and let me get into this. And I just wanted to share with all you guys. So that's all I really have. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Quick review, and we'll see what happens next time. I may or may not do a video on it, but I'm still going to talk about it on Twitter. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, drop a comment below, tell me what you think of how things are turning out for this series. Remember, everyone always thought it was like revenge rape and shit like that, but it's really turning over to something way different. So it is what it is. Subscribe to the channel again if you are new, and keep on grinding. Holla at your boy. I'll see you next time.